Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And a lot of people have asked me in the past, what exactly is RippleNet? So this comes from Ripple Equity, and they broke it down very well. What is Ripple's strategy that would unlock trillions of dollars using XRP? RippleNet versus Swift, a side-by-side analysis. So what is Swift? Swift is the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. It's a messaging network, not a settlement system as such. It connects over 11,000 financial institutions, sends 40+ million messages per day, operates in 200+ countries, but it does not move money. It just tells the banks what to do. So the person goes with account number and SWIFT code to the bank. The transfer happens, receives the SWIFT message of incoming payment, and then the bank releases the money to person 2. That's what Swift does. It's just a messaging network. But what is RippleNet? RippleNet is a blockchain-powered financial network developed by Ripple. Unlike Swift, RippleNet offers real-time messaging, real-time liquidity movement via XRP, settlement plus FX in one flow. RippleNet equals messaging plus liquidity plus clearing and settlement. That's how Ripple will end up replacing Swift, because it could do this all in a matter of seconds. So you see, number one, the sending institution requests a fiat to fiat pricing quote from the receiving institution. 2, upon receipt, the quote with pre-negotiated margins is approved. 3, the sending institution submits payment instructions to the company and debits the funds. It already takes the funds. Ripple transfers the funds to the receiver's XRP wallet in 3 to 5 seconds. The receiving institution can immediately pay the end beneficiary in fiat, while simultaneously converting the received XRP to fiat currency. The sending institution is invoiced at the start of the following business week after the payments have been made. That's how simple RippleNet is. And you see how you could go from fiat to XRP to fiat, US dollars to XRP to the euro, and that works the same way with digital money. People keep asking if XRP is ISO 222 compliant. No, ISO 222 is a messaging standard, not something a currency complies with. Ripple is ISO 222 compliant through RippleNet, which can send and receive payments in the new standard. XRP is the bridge asset RippleNet can use to settle those payments instantly across any currency. ISO is the new language. RippleNet speaks it. XRP moves the value. It's that simple. So when people want to FUD that XRP is not ISO compliant, all that FUD is nonsense. XRP will be utilized inside of ISO messaging. In August, all you heard was September's going to be a red month. Big dump coming in September. September is always bearish historically. Just because something happened last year or the year before, that doesn't mean it's going to happen this year. There's a lesson in there. I hope you silence the noise. Everybody is always looking at the past. We are moving into the future. People right now are talking about the 2028 run again, because they're now realizing Bitcoin's run is almost over. So now people are looking out to 2028. You don't even know if that cycle is going to happen. A lot is going to happen between now and then. We are on the verge of a new financial system. Utility is going to break the 4-year cycle, and that's going to be the game changer. Utility changes everything. Breaking 20 million XRP moved worth 61.5 billion, I think, million dollars this month alone. Ripple moved over 1 billion XRP. What's going on behind the scenes? This could be multiple things. This XRP could be going for on-demand liquidity. It could be going to exchanges. A lot of the exchanges are positioning ahead of the FOMO that's coming. We really don't know. Maybe it's another acquisition. It's all speculation still. But I'm sure Ripple will have some big announcements at Ripple Swell this year. With Beyond Broke on Asia's growing adoption of Ripple's cross-border tech, the strength of inside R3. Take a listen to this, because a lot of people have stopped talking about R3, and it's actually bigger than people think.
Of XRP, and why wouldn't the kind of continent of Asia adopt a competitor to Swift, for example? You know, they seem ripe for it.
Well, I don't even think it's going to be Ripple that's the big winner.
Oh, wow.
For XRP. I think R3 is a sleeping giant that people just aren't paying attention to.
Okay, let's explore that.
So are you familiar with SBI Holdings in Japan and Southeast Asia?
I believe they're about 9% holder of Ripple as a company as well, aren't they? They own about 9%. And a lot of XRP also. They could be one of the biggest treasury companies, right?
For sure. And then they also own 10% stake in R3.
Oh, wow. Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, most people don't know that.
I know. I think I might be thinking of.
So SBI holds a 10% stake in R3. R3 actually brings together XRP and XDC. And this is documented. May 2025 confirmation SBI uses R3 Corda with XRP. That comes from Smoke. And you see how it would work right here. Japan is positioned better than almost every other country right now when it comes to XRP and the future, the new digital system, because they've been working on this a lot harder and a lot faster than everyone else. Even as recent as 2024, the IMF confirmed that R3 is based on the XRP technology. You know what is really funny about all of this? Is when I used to talk about the BIS and the World Economic Forum, I even did a lot of videos on the Great Reset a few years back. And I would always talk about R3. I would talk about the BIS and all those white papers. And all those white papers included RippleNet technology and XRP. Why? Because the elites already saw XRP and RippleNet as the future. But XDC will also be tied in through R3 as well. Japan plans to slice crypto tax down to 20% from 55% in 2026. You know, think about like this. If you're living in Japan and the crypto tax is cut more than in half, right away you'd want to put all your money into crypto, because you know it's going to go up in value. You know that it's your hedge against inflation. So why would you not just pull all your money from the bank and dump it into a cryptocurrency, knowing alt season is here? It's the same thing I tell people here in the United States. You know, why are you still keeping money in the bank? You know, everybody always strives to put X amount of dollars in their savings account week over week. But then the bank, they go and they loan that money out, and they loan it out more than once. So, and that money becomes worth less and less over time. But yet those same people, you cannot convince them into investing in something like XRP. I don't get it. How do people not see what's going on around them? I guess the distractions are just too strong. All those people that want to keep you distracted, they turn to the mainstream media news. And then if they don't get hit with it at the mainstream media news, some of it is now in the commercials on streaming devices. So even if you're streaming something, sometimes you get hit with those same commercials. Usually they're pushing Bitcoin. They're like, get invested in the Bitcoin now. Why? Because these Bitcoin investors, these big bag holders, they need exit liquidity. Nobody's going to tell you to get into XRP, at least not right now. Now, in the future, when XRP's skyrocketing in price, then it'll be all over the mainstream media news, when people could only afford to buy a piece of one XRP. It's the same thing that they did with Bitcoin. Remember, early on, Bitcoin was only used for illicit activity and nobody should ever invest in the Bitcoin. Keep investing into the stock market and traditional assets. Invest in your bank account and your checking account. Then the narrative shifted. Then it became Bitcoin only. Next phase will be utility only. DNA Protocol Lab Intake, Tanzania. Enrollment has officially begun in Tanzania, expanding our East African rollout. I'm telling you right now, this DNA protocol, they're using Africa as a testing ground for this onboarding of DNA to the XRP ledger. Why would they start there? Because most of us, we're not ever doing that. You know, we know it leads down the path of digital ID, but they roll it out in these other countries. And I would love to see the incentives that these people are getting to onboard their DNA. Just in, XRP market cap rockets to $189.59 billion, securing its position as the 91st largest asset on the planet. Wait until it enters the top 10. That will eventually happen. XRP will be the largest asset on the planet once it's moving all of that value on a daily basis. XRP ledgers TVL crosses $100 million, driven by corporate adoption, not retail adoption, corporate adoption. Like I said, big things are happening on the XRP ledger as well. It's the people that are getting paid to talk about certain projects. They're the ones telling you the XRP ledger's dead. It is far from dead. It's growing out and expanding all the time. And all the value that ends up on the XRP ledger eventually reflects in the price of XRP. Crypto is currently operating at less than 1% of what it is capable of, says Phil Kwok from EZA. That's 100% true. You know what's really going to open up crypto? I mean, bring crypto to its full potential? AI. Once AI and crypto comes together and everything's running seamlessly and fully automated, that's when crypto will truly reach its full potential. Over the coming years, over the next year or so, I think crypto is going to rise to maybe about 20% of what it's capable of. But that's going to happen through regulations, institutional adoption, people using cryptocurrencies for their actual utility. We're just not quite there yet. Elon Musk warned that the U.S. faces a potential financial collapse from its $37 trillion debt unless AI and robotics are used to address the crisis. AI is going to be tied in with the financial system. That's a given. We already know that's going to happen. But the same guy creating the robots is always talking about how you need the robots to make life easier, to avoid future crisis, to offer universal high income. I still think when he said universal high income, that was an absolute sales pitch. The reality is, when you're getting something for free, it's the very basic that they're going to give you. They're not going to give you high income. They're going to pay you according to your education, to your job history, things like that. Most people are going to end up on UBI. A lot of people are still praising that. A lot of people want that to happen, but they don't realize the consequences with it. You know, whenever you get something for free, it's not truly free. It comes with strings attached. The money's going to expire over time. If you don't use it, it's going to disappear. You're going to get monthly allotments. You're not going to be able to buy certain things with that money. It all comes with strings attached. But he is right. AI is definitely going to be running the future financial system. AI and blockchain coming together is the future. You're invested in it. You're invested in the fourth and the fifth industrial revolution by buying XRP. Why the hell would you ever rush to sell your XRP? You already see how everything's advancing and growing out. You know, I could see if we were back in, say, 2020, when everything looked horrible for crypto. Sure, sell your entire bag. Once you hit profit, sell off, take some profit. Nothing wrong with that. You know, but if we were back in 2020, you would have never thought by 2025 we would be where we are right now. Everything is getting integrated, and it's happening in real time. While people are distracted with their day-to-day and everything else that's going on in the world, a financial system is rising in the background, and you're going to get very rich when it finally goes live. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.